we have not yet seen explosive price action like what we have seen in 2021 yet. But are we getting really closer to that? While you compare these three assets, it kind of gives you an idea where we are right now. It's the XRP, XLM, XDC. All these payment assets kind of give you a better picture. It kind of narrates you where we are headed. And when you actually take a look at the macro, you kind of get the idea like, yeah, we are going towards that area. We are watching like there is a lot of cracks in the economy. We are watching that. And then if you actually detail it, go through different areas of that economy, the bank, the financial sector, it kind of gives you a better narrative. Crypto is getting that exposure at a time when the banking industry is having a hard time. Now, why should that mean dollar should get devalued or assets and the markets should run? If you actually take a look at this, it literally gives you an idea which direction we are headed to. It kind of shows you like these big guys, they're taking a move, and that means we are kind of watching this happening in front of us. So this happening on the other end, while you hold these assets and they are entering into that explosive price territory, this time around it can be bigger, much bigger than what we have seen in 2021. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Before we jump into the details of how things are evolving and how we can benefit from that, I would really appreciate if you guys can actually smash that like button. And keep this in mind. As the market moves in that direction, having assets always give you an advantage. But you have different assets like the traditional assets, or say if you have an asset like gold, or you have the crypto. Here, for the sake of comparison, they're using Bitcoin, and it shows you how much difference it actually makes once you hold it for a longer horizon. Now, this is not that long, but imagine if you have really long time horizon, crypto does give you the advantage for that. Now, when you zoom in, what you watch is that Bitcoin hasn't done much in the last 3 weeks. It's still here. Either we are at the support trying to test or flirt with that level of support. Either we bounce off or we break to the downside. We are waiting to see something happening in the market. But at the same time, we do have to understand this is the market. The market always knows this is coming, and it always prepare for the actual stuff which is coming, because there's actually a big amount. So if the US has to go through this, someone else on the other hand has to buy more and more and more, because on the other hand, you all know debt is maturing, right? That's still below 2020. When debt maturing within a year made up significantly larger share, that means this time around it's going to be hard, because you have the Saudis reducing it. Now, this is a comparison between February 20 and where we are now, almost June 23. That's a massive reduction. You understand why that's happening? Now, think about the other end of this. If others are selling your treasury and you want others to hold on, now bear with me before we actually get onto the crypto stuff, because this is actually the base of why the price should go up in dollar terms. Meaning, if you want to actually sell your debt and others are not interested, you have to slowly increase your rates. Otherwise, they're not interested in buying your debt, holding your debt. They should be rewarded for the level of risk which they hold. That means rates may actually go much higher in terms of who's going to buy the debt and how that is going to evolve. Because we get the idea like the Saudis are dropping it. We get the idea like China is dumping it. We are looking at all these different countries. Say if you actually look at Japan, which is another holder of this asset, they also have hardship because the currency is getting devalued and they need to actually go through and manage their own currency instead of thinking at the US, right? So we actually see things are evolving, and at the same time, more than 1 in 3 cryptocurrency investors really don't know what they are doing. that does give you the idea that most of them, the newcomers, if they are not taking enough time to educate themselves, they end up in dumb assets, or the meme coins, the shit coins, whatever you name them. You don't have to be in that side. You can be in the right side where the market actually goes up. You know what the project is about, all of that. Now, let's actually look at this and say, like, okay, what's happening in these assets? Because one or two of these assets kind of give you an idea. We are slowly bouncing higher. We are trending higher. Great. If we actually look at them, we kind of get the idea, like when they trended down, when the market was going to the downside, they went down together. Great. Good. When they consolidated, creating an accumulation range before they started breaking that and going to the upside, they all did that almost at the same time. Just XRP was much more volatile because of the SEC issue. We understand that. Right now, if you actually look at this, where are we in that phase? That's a big question, right? And that kind of, narrates or defines what we are looking ahead for. So here we are. We had another downturn where the assets actually went down. They worked down together. Then they entered into a phase of accumulation where they all did the exact same. So if we look at all of them now, we understand the fact that they are breaking higher. We understand the fact that they are breaking higher, retesting, and bouncing higher. So yes, they are trending higher, but we haven't yet seen this phase, the exponential phase of the bull season. We haven't yet reached there. We are somewhere here where the market is trending higher. We're getting that vibes that the hope, the euphoria will come. We have that hope now, but we haven't yet started that major run up. The FOMO has not yet entered. And that's where a lot of people have this belief. They are like, I still doubt whether this market is going to go higher. I still doubt whether I can make some money in this market. And a lot of people sell off. With any short-term volatility, they would tend to move out of this asset class. And that's why you need to understand where we are and where we came from. Because if you understand the fact that the downside is done, the consolidation is done, you're looking for a major upside. There is no doubt. And that's what's coming ahead. We are somewhere close to this region where we're going to bounce off to the highs. And this time around, when you compare it with dollar, yes, last time and this time there's a lot of difference. Dollar's actual power has been dropping from a long time for sure, but right now it's kind of through roof. The inflation is over. If you actually compare the basic price of what you buy in a grocery, that means you're watching that institutional money will come into crypto. But don't look for these kind of newses, because they almost all the time comes at the top, because the institutions want to let you know that they're going to come in and they're going to put more money. The smart money is coming in, the Bitcoin, the crypto and all. But that's the time when they're actually looking to bring you guys in, the retail in, because they want to sell. So they are giving the narrative that, come on, this asset is going to go up. So a lot of people will come to buy. Think who is selling at that same time. So when you see these kind of news, okay, think about taking profits. At the same time, if you see the opposite news, they want the retail to sell. So who's buying at that time? That makes a lot of sense for me. Like, that's where we should actually double down. And that's exactly what we have been going through for like last 4-5 months. The media is kind of pushing the bad end, the worst scenarios for the crypto market. But we do see that scenario is more or less equal to the current banking system. The commercial real estate can actually pull a lot of small and regional banks to the downside. And if you have a lot of money or whatever you have is in smaller bank, it's time to actually consider something better. Either you go into a bigger bank, which actually will again push the small banks to the downside, but it's the risk which you are willing to take. Because on the other end, you do have crypto assets, you have gold and other safe haven assets to decide from. But having some exposure inside these assets which are trending higher and not yet started the exponential phase can be among the great opportunity, because once they start that exponential move, even first leg up kind of erases a lot of your gains. Say for XRP, if you actually put that perspective, that was around 0.8 and the price actually went to $2 last time. So you missed half of that actual rally because the bottom was here. Even if you actually got the breakout around 0.3, now you did great. You got 650% run up. That's not bad. Not the best in the crypto market, because we got sued by the SEC. A lot of exchanges delisted us. You guys know the story. This time around, the story is different. One, the economy is going in that direction, which we explained, and XRP is getting a lot of news, narrative, market attention, marketing, all of that's happening at a time when you see all these exchanges relisting, not delisting. It's the opposite happening. Now, we're getting a lot of money coming back into this ledger. In August, XRP ledger was one of the most traded ledger. XRP was that asset which everyone was focusing on because, yeah, we got a big bump to the upside with the news. Now, whenever you see these assets starting to bounce off, it will show you one thing. Money is about to pour back into this asset class. You don't have to make any mistake. If you want to, it's okay. You're learning from that. But let's learn from the past experience. Because if you actually go into some of these assets and just put in a macro chart, a line chart, whichever you would like to, you can actually easily get the idea that this range is now acting as a strong support. You had this range of accumulation, you broke that to the upside, you came back down to retest and you're bouncing off. That's I mean, this is the downturn where bears are happy. This is the area where bulls are really happy, because it's not when you buy at the top you make money, it's when you buy at the bottom. So this was this range where you should have been buying heavy. Now, okay, that phase is over. What next? It's better late than never. Why do I say that? Because when you go on a macro chart for these assets, it kind of show you like, okay, I'm trending higher. So what do you expect next? Next base, I think, should be here, which means the price should go somewhere here, then come back down and go. Can that move start the exponential phase of what we just talked about, the XRP, XLM, XDC, that category? I don't know. Maybe we are going into that phase. Maybe we'll have this as a resistance. We do this first and then go into the exponential phase. Who knows? But I'm prepared. I'm positioned well enough. What do you guys think? And if you think like, okay, I need more information, I need to look at the entire market, what the market structure looks like, what the market itself is doing, what are my targets, what are my resistance, which give me an idea like, yeah, it's starting. If that's you and you're looking for all these updates on real time, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.